Basically what we're going to do today is talk about three models of lathes with several different center distances. The three models that we're talking about are the 18-inch, 21-inch, and 15-inch lathes. The features of this machine are the swing over the bed, the center distance between centers from the headstock to the tailstock, and how their features stand out in the industry. We started building these machines in 1970. The reason that this machine was produced, it was similar to one of the leading products in the industry for the world. Clausen Colchester built this machine in England in early 60s and 70s. Then they changed their design and we picked it up and started from that particular specifications because it was so well liked. We build the 15-inch lathe in one center distance, which is a 50-inch. We build the 18-inch in four center distances, which are the 40, the 60, the 80, and the 120 between centers. The 21-inch lathe are exactly the same. They're the 40, the 60, the 80, and the 120. The basic difference between the 18 and 21 is the headstock has been raised to give it 21-inch swing, and it's a little more horsepower. I think the best thing now for me to do is to show you what the differences are and what the features are, starting from the headstock to the tailstock. This is the headstock of the machine. The main spindle motor is directly under it. Some unique features to this machine that not many lathes would even come close to are the lubrication system is very unique. It has an oil reservoir in the bottom of the base here, and when the machine is started, the oil will be pumped from a pump in the back of the machine up to the headstock, goes through the headstock and back down. This keeps the oil, because we're not just splashing it in the headstock, this keeps the oil much cooler because you're working with a bigger quantity of oil. The features on this machine is with full horsepower. The selection is here. This is 4 gear ranges and then individual settings in the dial. So one of the nice things about it is so many lathes have 2-speed motors, which gives you very low horsepower in the low speeds. This feature is very good because you get constant horsepower through the entire range. These are all the thread ranges that are available that you can select without any gear change. Metric threads, the inch threads. This is the module and diametrical threads, and this is the feed selections for your normal turning. It has a clutch, which is again unique. Spindle, exceptionally large, bore for this generation, and the spindle is what they call a cam lock. This happens to be a D18. The apron has some unique features also. Very few lathes have the ability that when you're threading, if you're threading a very small, very tight thread, this handle can affect the thread. So it's designed that this handle will actually disengage and keep you from having the handle affect your thread. This handle here is for your cross slide. The dial can be either set inch or you rotate it to get your metric threads. Saddle on this machine is quite large. It has a lot of surface and an extremely unique item that we all talk about because it's such a nice design. It has 2 V-ways to support the saddle. Most lathes do not. Most lathes have a V-way in the front and a flat surface in the back. The reason we do 2 V's is because it will keep the saddle from wobbling. The bedway design has a large V, a flat surface, a small V for the tailstock, and another V for the back of the saddle. Over here is the exposure of the thread cutting gears and the main spindle motor and the oil reservoir. These are the gears that will cover all your thread cutting features. There's only time you have to change any of the gears in the back is that when you want to do a module or a diametrical thread, which is really not very common, but it has the feature, so if you ever needed it, you would be able to use it. This is the electric panel. All electrics are standard. Features are all low voltage, so your operator is never going to have more than 110 volt to a push button, which won't hurt him. You don't want to have obviously 220 and 440 voltage, but it will operate either 220 or 440 is a standard electrical package for us, easily changed from one to the other. Since we've been selling these machines for so many years, we have a pretty good idea of what goes on and when it's needed. Brake shoes might need to be replaced in 15 or 20 years. The clutch may need to be adjusted in 10 years approximately. We recommend oil changes every year. This will give the gears, the clutch, everything a lot more life. Anyway, if there's anything that we haven't covered, we'll try to do it on the next one.